Hello everybody, it's me, the Green Man Bookseller, with a book review video. And I'm going to be reviewing this. The Piltdown Papers by Frank Spencer. Frank Spencer is also the name of a character in a British TV sitcom from the 70s, I think it was it 70s, 80s? Can't remember the decade off the top of my head. But yeah, Frank Spencer was a character in a TV sitcom. Some mothers do have him. One of his catchphrases was "Ooh, Betty." so, so reading the name of this author, Frank Spencer, I just get that catchphrase in my head. But anyway, yeah. So, Piltdown Papers. It deals with the whole situation of Piltdown Man. For those of you that don't know, Piltdown Man was a sort of fragments of a skull that was found around in 1912, proclaimed to be a missing link in the evolutionary chain from early primates to humans, and then eventually proven to be a fake, a whole fraud. The sort of the skull, I think it was part of a skull and a part of a jawbone. And if I remember right off the top of my head, it was a skull of a human, but jawbone of an ape or a primate. So it was different bits of bones from different animals. And the Piltdown Papers goes into the like the whole sort of fakery of it all. I mean, I picked this book up in a second-hand bookshop in Lyme Regis, relatively recently while I was visiting my parents. I thought I'll give it a try because I'm sort of vaguely aware of the whole Piltdown Man thing, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a read. And I gave up very quickly because this book is aimed, I think, very much at, I would say it's aimed at the academic-minded people. The way the book's written and laid out, it comes across more as a book for the academic person than the book for the everyday man on the street. Because it's where is it? Because then the way it's laid out, I mean, I don't know how well you can see it. I mean, there are some bits that are laid out like standard chapters in normal chapters, but then there are bits where it's laid out so you don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. So you got where it like got snippets of correspondence between people like archaeologists and that, sort of writing to each other about various archaeological digs in the various areas and sort of what they're finding and all the rest. So and then it'll have like little snippets of letters between archaeologists pertaining to the digs being done, regards Piltdown and all the rest. And then they got all the footnotes pertaining to the letters. So it'll have a snippet of a letter, and then footnotes, and then a snippet of another letter, footnotes, and yeah, and it's got like just sort of big chunks of pages where it's just like the snippets of letters and various little footnotes, and yeah, and you know how you in some books you'll get like a sort of chapter, like big sort of like normal chapters of discussing things, and then at the end of each chapter you've got like sort of the footnotes, the commentaries pertaining to the relevant bits and pieces in that chapter. Well, this book, it's sort of the chapters seem to be just chapters of footnotes and that kind of thing, and it just comes across as, the way it's laid out, it's just comes across as though it's aimed very much at the academia, that sphere, you know, the academic people, you know, just the constant reading the snippet of a letter and then reading little footnotes. And for me personally, it just didn't feel like it had a particular flow to it. I don't know if I'm describing myself very well here, but reading a little bit and then a footnote and then a little bit and then a footnote, for me personally, it just felt like jerkiness, like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. I just couldn't get into a rhythm. I didn't feel as though I was getting any momentum with the reading, and it was just very dry, very droll, very academic. No, didn't feel as though it had any spark of a passion or any soul to it, if any of that makes sense. And like I said, it just did not feel as though it was aimed at the everyday person. I didn't feel as though I was the intended audience for it. And I got back 12 pages in and I felt as though I was struggling already, and I just thought, I don't think this is quite the book for me. I just couldn't get into it. So yeah, I think this is gonna be I think this is definitely a book for the academic people, for the very academic minded. So I'm not going to write this book off purely because I think I'm not the intended audience for it. So I don't think I'm the right person to fully appreciate it for what it is. I think an academic person would be a more appropriate person to do a good, decent book review on this. All I'll say about this is, I'm not sure it's the book for you if you're not an academic person, if you're not academic minded, if you're more a man of the street type person. No offense to anyone who's not academic minded. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, considering the fact that my to read pile is absolutely thumping great big, you know, it's like, I'm not going to waste my time on a book that I feel I'm struggling with, even after only 12 pages, you know. I'm going to concentrate on books that I actually get a bit of enjoyment out of. So that's my review on that book. So thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. And in the meantime, stay safe. Happy reading.